getting in this work. You always got to get a nice stretch.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Rosing. I like rugby. I like rugby because you get to compete and you get to play with your team.
Nah. Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm Tucker. Lucas. We're La Jolla Rugby seniors, and rugby's a really flowy game. You have to play 100% as a team.
Yeah, it's just like football. One person gives up and the whole team kind of crumbles, so everybody plays their part.
My name is Pezjon. We're the La Jolla Vikings rugby team.
I'm Dylan Cayuel.
I'm Tyler Blackburn.
Max Smith.
I'm Ryan. I've been playing rugby. This is my first year. And I think what rugby's kind of given me is a friendship, kind of a bond with other people, and a kind of what teamwork feels like. And I think it's been pretty cool. So I encourage everyone out there to come out and play because it's great.
My name is Thomas Edens. I'm the captain for the 2018 varsity rugby team. Rugby is a whole bunch of fun. Just go out and cream some kids and fly around, have a good time.
Tino Mendez.
Nathan Brenner.
Ian Lamb.
And
There we go.
is this your first year playing rugby?
No.
Nope,
my
it's my
first year.
third.
It's my first.
What do you guys think so far?
It's pretty fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It's good, really good brotherhood sport. There's a lot of good connections on the team. It's like a lot of people, really click with each other, and I feel like that helps to the chemistry of our games. We've won a lot of our games too, all of our games so far. So yeah, but it's a good sport. It's fun.
I'm Alex Stoback.
I'm Kenny Hayden.
Okay, is this your guys' first year playing rugby?
Second for me.
First year for me.
Awesome. So how is it compared to other sports you play?
A lot more physical, tiring. It never stops. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I play football. It's a lot like football, but just constantly going, so you get a lot more tired. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Cyrus Varnum. The reason why I like rugby is because I can bash into people and pretty much not get in trouble for it. Best thing ever.
What do you think, Zephyr?
Hi, my name's Kevin Zufkis. And I wouldn't say rugby is necessarily better than football, but it's certainly different in a lot of ways. The very fact that I can even touch the ball is a grace in rugby, so I'm very thankful for that.
My name's Isaac Ramirez. What I like about rugby is I get to run with the ball. Feels good. Yeah, it feels good.
Assisting people on scores. That's definitely my highlights.
We'll be 4-0, 4-0-1 right now. That's big coming from last year.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we almost put up 100 against Coronado, so hopefully today we can get that.
We
At triple
can get
digits.
We can get triple digits.
Yeah.
I like when the game flows. When we get it out of the scrum, it just goes bang, bang down our back line, and we get a nice try and look really pretty. Probably one of the best things.
But there's a lot of action, just bang, bang, and then somebody runs it down the middle, open field. Oh my gosh, nothing better to watch.
Hell yeah.
60 minutes of non-stop contact. There's nothing else like it.
Rugby is one of those sports where it's,
Everybody gets a chance.
Yeah,
everybody gets a chance.
to
It's
touch the
really
ball.
intense. It prepares you for the level of
Tackling.
intensity, the level of fitness as well. Is definitely a key factor in rugby.
A lot of cardio.
Everybody gets glory. It's not just quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Everybody gets the ball. Everybody has.
It's a full-on team sport. It's a
Everybody
family
gets glory.
sport.
Feels good.
Okay, how's the team relationship? I know-
Awesome.
It is
Amazing.
It's amazing.
It's family.
It is amazing.
Everybody calls each other out when they're doing something bad. Everybody picks each other up. It's good. It's a bunch of brothers. It feels really good to have each other.
The game is extremely free flowing, and it's just a great sport with a great community.
Yeah, it's really fast paced, getting in shape, it's a lot of fun. We just ball out every day. Like, we're probably the most ham team on La Jolla High, like, campus, you know, like, just to be honest.
And our record proves it. We haven't lost a game since, what, last year? 2 years ago?
Yeah, last year, some team that won it, like, the championship.
It just
so,
shows
like,
how much work we put in, and it shows on Saturdays.
That's awesome.
It takes courage to join. I mean, if you're not really, like, mental strength, I mean, you wouldn't last.
I mean, it's definitely an experience that, like, I believe that people should take. Like, this is fun, being out here with, like, your team on, like, Saturday to, like, mornings and stuff. Taking teams, like, playing teams that are, like, you're gonna beat. So it's just, like,
tell them it's worth it, you know? Even if
it
you're
really
on the bench.
is. Yeah. Even if you're on the bench. Yeah.
Like, coming out here, I didn't know anything, like, at all. I just knew the players playing it, so coming out here, you pick it up quick, and it's a lot of fun.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. There's no reason why not to. Just do it.
Yeah, there is no reason. Well, if you're scared of getting hurt or something like that. Like
well, but you can hurt them if they hurt you.
If you get hurt, you can hurt them twice as much.
So that's the thing.
It's not as scary as you think. Unless I'm coming at you.
It's worth it.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. on Westbrook, there was was it Westbrook? Westview. There was like this 6 foot three kid. He was like, he was huge, and I just flipped him. That was fun.
You flipped a 6'3" kid?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, like in football, that's awesome.
Ask Ian a question.
Okay, for me it's just like the same old. I'm playing hooker. I gotta like touch a lot of balls with my hands and feet, throw in some balls. I get like hit by my teammates and like other people a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of over it.
You like being a hooker?
I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, I'm over it.
This is Ian's I'm quitting rugby video.
Okay, what do you think, Nathan?
For my highlight, I say there's one play where I break this kid's like ankle so freaking hard, and then there's just one play where on the kickoff I like smacked this like ugly looking kid, and then we got the ball back and scored.
Oh, it's so fun. You get the adrenaline rush. You might be a little sore after the game, but oh, it's so fun.
If you're skinny like me, just know that like it's okay. It's all mental. You know, it's like no one can be bigger than you're confident. So you can smack anyone you want.
You get tight shirts, make you look big.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
I would say my highlight's probably getting to play with my big brother. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, mine is probably scoring my first try. I ran fast. I didn't know I could run that fast. Somehow scored.
Well, we're undefeated so far, so that's a pretty good accomplishment.
Shoot in the boot.
Shooting the boot, if you don't know what that is, when you score your first varsity try, you fill it up with water, your cleat with water that you just played in. Keep that in mind, and then you drink it. Your stomach feels kind of weird, but it's a cool moment that you kind of scored, so it was worth it.
Yeah, beating UC like 50-0 was pretty sick. They were the #1 team last year, so we really took it to them.
I mean, just you're with your boys, you know, and that's the fun part. So come out and play. It's a great bonding experience.
I mean, if you think you're in shape, you're not in rugby shape. You know, if you think you're good at tackling, you're not good at tackling until you play rugby. So come out and play.
Just overall, it's a life-changing sport.
2 practices a week. That's all you need.
Bill Chief Leverson.
What?
Chief! And Elijah Dwelly brings up the miss. Beautiful post by La Jolla, and they find some room at the outside.
Can you go like this?
Yeah. The black throw a ball high. Beautiful balance for the Vikings win. Yes! That's our team, baby! Nathan Brenner chases that ball down. Mendez on the narrow tank, and they go opposite side to Dylan. And Dylan finds his way through. Dylan Kalal. Grabs the ball right in front of the to give La Jolla a 17-7 lead. Overthrow. The Vikings control possession. On the short side, Brennan still working hard all half. A try is awarded after a beautiful run. Quick tap. Kick is up. Kick is good. Support. Again, yeah, baby! Let's go! Hey, you gotta check in, We've seen that move a couple of times tonight. Delayed penalty. Max! Yo! Give a big hand for 41. 3 cheer for Lucio! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! 1 for the fans! Hip hip! Hooray! 1 for the ref! Hip hip! Hooray! 3 for La Jolla! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Congratulations! High School Vikings! High School White Division champion! You like that shit? You also? You like that? Good job. One, two, three! Family!
Hey, Mom, just hold it, okay? Like, press and hold. So you just get like 17. Jake.
Yeah, you boys got some food. He still doesn't know he's playing rugby. He has no idea where he's running. Nathan, mate, he's just... Mom, one more. Mom, one more.
is all about recognizing the boys, the players in this room. However, what I want to do is take a moment and I want to recognize the people that really make this happen. So this is going to require a little coordination, so bear with me. So, if you are a mother of a rugby player, please stand up. If your mother is here, I want you to stand up and you're going to have 3 simple commands. So if your mother is here, please stand up. So the first thing you're going to say is you're going to tell your mom, thank you. The number 2 thing is you're going to tell your mom, I love you. And the third thing is you're going to give her a nice big hug. So, 1, 2, 3, go.
Thanks, Mom. I love you.
All players up that have their dads here. So again, it's a very simple process. There's 3 things that I'm going to ask you to do. I'll tell you the 3 things. I'll say 1, 2, 3, go. So, number 1 is you tell your dad, thank you. Number 2, tell your dad you respect him. And number 3, you go hug it out with your dad. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Come on, guys, come on. All kids, big round of applause for your mom and dad. Anyways, as coaches, we just want to thank all the parents for allowing us the opportunity to work with your sons for this whole season. You know, our goal really is to introduce them to this wonderful game, and with the idea that perhaps maybe they'll fall in love with the game and they'll fall in love with the culture and just the amazing opportunities that rugby can bring you. So we have a joke that is, rugby is like the mob. You can't get out unless you die. So here it is. I'm a guy in my 50s, and I got introduced to the game when I was in college, and it's like gum on my shoe. I can't get rid of it. I love getting involved and being part of the community, and so we as coaches really appreciate the fact that you would allow us to work with your sons. We enjoy doing it, and we're also grateful for the opportunity. So thank you very much. So when I talk to some of the people who know that I'm involved with rugby, but they don't know much about our program, I tell them that there's some great history going on, and I just want to touch on a little bit of the history. But before I do, this club would not exist if it wasn't for the determination, the grit, and the hard work of 3 people that I really want to recognize. So I'm not sure where you are in the room, but number 1, Zach Jacobs, stand up please. Christoph Tyrell. And our special guest, Brenda Watson. So the 3 of them got together 3 years ago. I think they all kind of divvied up the duties. One's talking to the school administrator, one's trying to figure out fields, another's trying to talk to kids to get them involved. I think they had about 6 or 7 kids from what I've been told, and they just started, the snowball started growing, right? So they start off 3 years ago, they've got a JV team. They play against Torrey Pines in a scrimmage. I think maybe they lost that game, but then they went on. Anyway, so they went on to go undefeated for the rest of the season, and capping off their undefeated season with a beating of Torrey Pines JV, which Torrey Pines... And so what was evident was that they had something special, right? This was something the kids were into. It was getting traction. Next year, which is this year, I mean, we just had a phenomenal run. So a couple things I just want to recognize. So we play Torrey Pines as a scrimmage, last year's Red Division champion. And we lost that game. However, one thing that I really recognized was the grit and determination. They got scored on a few times in the beginning, and then they just went on a tear defensively. And I actually credit Zach Jacobs a lot for the defensive mindset, these guys, and we drill it a lot. And what do they say about defense? Defense
Wins championship!
Why are you guys always behind me? I try to avoid that in practice, but I guess it doesn't work. Anyways, so let me just read off a few of the scores after that scrimmage against Torrey Pines. So, Coronado, 89-0. University City, 61-5. Westview, 55-12. Point Loma, 70-12. Fallbrook, 22-22. And Patrick Henny, 81-5. And I think that 5 was scored by Zach Garcia. Get up, please.
Get up,
all of them. Big round of applause. Nice work, boys.
So I'm doing the most valuable back to start off with. This is a young man that I met when he was 10 years old. He came on to one of my football teams. He was the smallest kid on the team because he was a year younger than everybody else on the team. But right off the bat, we knew he was something special. The other coaches looked at me and said, oh my God, what are we going to do with this kid? We already had a pretty stacked team that year, and we just didn't know what to do with him. I asked him what he wanted to do, just like he always does. He said, I'll do whatever needs to happen. We put him at nose guard, smallest kid on the team, the youngest kid on the team, and he made one of the biggest impacts on our defense from that nose guard position because he was so fast, so quick, and had such great instincts for the ball. It was really incredible to watch him that year. The following year, his dad said, well, what are we going to do with him? We played him down the level below, and sure enough, every game we went to, he was the star running back, scoring points here, scoring points there, and I think he also displays that in rugby. He's the greatest kid to coach. He's the most humble kid on the team, and he's probably the most skilled kid on the team. All you got to do is watch the videos. I think that the kid is still repairing his ankles from being juked so bad. Our most valuable back is Dylan Cayenne. The most valuable forward award goes to a teammate that we have on our team. We're lucky to have on our team. He's a player that when he's not playing for us, our team really suffers. And last year he didn't play all the games, and it was really difficult. We had a lot of close games last year without him. This year we were able to get him into our games and show up and play hard. And the opposite of Dylan, this guy wouldn't play football with us, but he certainly played rugby with us, and that's Ryan Blackburn.
Our next award is the Rookie Award of the Year. Now this goes to a gentleman, a rookie, that here we go, I'm making fun of the foreigners around here. This award goes to a gentleman who has been a force for us this year. Offensively, defensively, the guy was simply amazing. His contribution to the team is probably one of the main reasons why we won the championship this year. The guy is really tough. He's always going to give you 100%, even though he never played rugby before. He came on, he picked it up immediately. There's one thing that struck me during the whole entire season is his ability to energize his teammates. There were some times when the teams we were down, we didn't have any swagger, and then he would come over, he would have a big tackle or a big run, and then all of a sudden the whole team would come together and give a big boost, a big momentum. You would have his teammates on the sideline. Everybody would be jumping up and going like, Gino! Our next award is for the most improved player of the year. Now this goes to a player who was part of the first original Banditos, that I call them, from the last 3 years. This guy has got some energy that you won't believe. He runs like a deer. Sometimes you wonder if actually his head is really connected to his legs, because his head must be thinking I'm going this way and the legs are going the other way. But throughout the whole year, he made some improvement. He got better and better. He wanted to learn. He always wanted to do better. And then the last game of the season, he had a tremendous, fantastic game. So after the game, I walked to him and I'm like, what happened? What was the catalyst? What did you do? How come you played so great? He said, Coach, for the last 2 days, I've been watching YouTube videos of all the good rugby players in the world, and I knew I could do it. And I said, man, how come you didn't do it any sooner than that? Why did you have to wait the last game? Please welcome Nathan Brenner.
Love you guys.
So I have the pleasure and the honor to award the Captain's Award for the varsity. And as Warren mentioned earlier, it's a discretion award. And what the Captain's Award is it's for the person that exudes what you want in a rugby player, in a kid that you want to coach. Just a good guy on the field, off the field. For the most part, compliant. Will do what you ask him. And so we actually have 2 varsity players that will be accepting this. So the first one, this is just a great kid. He's just, maybe as James was saying, kind of unassuming because he's not out there, he's not beating his chest, or he's not chirping to other guys. He's just going quietly about his job. And the job that he does is pretty tough, right? Because he's got to cover a lot of ground. He's not encumbered in the tight 5, but he's in the forwards, and he's pretty mobile. He's got a lot of ground to cover. And maybe some of you parents can identify with this, but I've got every single kid's phone number in my cell phone. And you know when you text, and you know, like, right side's Chief, left side's player, right side's Chief. Well, for most of the players, I've got right side, all these from Chief. Every once in a while, I get one text every now and again. But for this player, it's like, you know, text from Chief, checks from Lucas, text from Chief, text from Lucas. And I tell you what, it was super exciting. He and his brother had to miss the semifinal mass. I tell you what, we missed you more than you probably missed us, but we got the job done, and he was so excited when the plane touched ground. Okay, so Coach's Award number 2. So one thing I noticed with the team that we had is we had all the players, we had a lot of good talent. There was definitely some good vibes among the kids. But what I started looking for leaders. Like who, when that person spoke, did the kids respond? Because most of the time it wasn't me, right? And I've been around enough high school sports enough to know that I have to get the kids involved. I have to get the kids, you know, on board. Otherwise, it's just going to be an old guy saying a lot of words. So there was a couple leaders that I recognize, but this guy, I asked him, and I actually made it an intention of mine to spend time with him and ask him. And I tell you what, he did it on his own. After a while, I didn't have to say anything. And he was just a real leader. And I give a lot of credit to Tucker Jacobs, because he led a lot of these boys to a great championship. Okay, so we're down to our last award that we're going to have. This award is the most valuable player. And I can say from this field of athletes to actually rise and get the nod above this, you got to have it all, right? Because you got to have the athleticism of Dylan, you got to have the power of a Ryan Blackburn, and you got to have the leadership of Tucker Jacobs. And this was something I noticed back in December, and I asked him if he would step in and be our captain. And I would text him, and he's just the go-to guy. The guy is an absolute freak when it comes to academics. I think he's close to a 5.0. The guy's an Eagle Scout, and he's just a heck of a great kid, Thomas Evans. For all the varsity players, stand up and be recognized. That's you, Ryan. That's you, Tyler. That's you, Matt. That's you, Kelvin. All you guys. And lastly, each player will get a photo of us decimating and crushing Los Al. Next person to come up, Ian Lamb.
Yeah.
This guy's always a tricky person to find. Zach Garcia. There he is, looking in the corner.
Very tricky to find. Boy, we're on Tuesday. Cool.
Next senior to be recognized, Kenny Hayden. Next senior, Dre McGrath. These two guys are never too far away from each other. Daniel Souza. Ryan Blackburn. Lucas Smith. Tucker Jacobs. Alex Dobak. DR Sturgis.
I love you.
And this next person I want to bring up here, it'll be the last of the senior class. My heart goes out to this guy because he was part of the beginning. He's a super kid, and just too many knocks in the game, and he knew it was time that maybe he might have to give up rugby for a little while. I want to bring up Hunter Verano. So one more time, our 2018 class of seniors. Oh, how did I miss Christoph? Get on up there. Can somebody take a picture of these handsome boys?
I am.
Make it like 2 rows instead of 1 row.
One thing I would like to say is these coaches, not only on the field teaching them the game of rugby, but off the field, teaching them all the things that I think that rugby affords our kids to learn, like respect, and hard work and dedication, teamwork, all of those things that they show. You know, these guys live it, and they show our kids how to do it. And I'm really impressed with not only the coaches, but also the parents that come forth to also show that. Just to show a little bit of appreciation for our coaches, we have given you guys some gifts to thank you for all the time and effort and tireless hours that you put into showing these young men, you know, what it's like to be part of rugby.
Thank you, Heather. Are you a senior?
Yeah.
Okay.
Designated.
Check, 1, 2, 3. All right. So, from the bottom to the top, we made it, worked hard, but we couldn't have done it without the coaches. So I just want to start off, we all want to start off by thanking, first of all, the foundation, Coach Christoph, and Coach Zach. And then as we kept going, you know, we got a couple people. We got Coach Chief. We got Coach Chief. Yeah. And it was sick. We got more coaches. I don't know what else to say. Oh, and then we got Coach May. We got a Playboy. That was cool. Where is he? Yeah, Coach May. With the Souza family. All right, here, you guys.
When we started this, like my sophomore year, it was just like a group of us. We just kind of went there to screw around because it wasn't like football. It was 2 days of practice a week. We never thought it would get this far. It's been like a Disney movie this whole time. Like last year, we started off losing to freshman year, or sophomore year. We lost to Torrey Pines, and then we went undefeated season and beat them at the end. This year, we lost to Torrey Pines, and then went undefeated the whole year, and then won the championship against who we lost to in quarterfinals last year. So it's just been an amazing experience.
Thank you, Coach Christoph, for always pushing me to come play rugby because I didn't play for the first 2 years, which kind of sucks now that I look back at it. But so I just want to thank Coach Christoph for getting me into the sport and really getting me to love the game of rugby and getting me with my team and all the boys. So killing teams was really fun, and winning championships was even better. But getting to know the group of guys that I got to come up with was probably the best experience that I've been around. And Coach Chief has been a really big figure for me and helping me understand the game of rugby a lot more. And so I just want to thank the coaches so much for really taking me under their wing and making me a better person and a better player, definitely. So I just want to thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Fabulous season. Hope you all have a great rest of the season.
Come on, we won the championship because look at that. Look at Christoph, that big boy, and then we got his brother, another big boy. We're just that good.
And we just shout 12-10 at the top of our lungs, you know? That's why we win.
12-10, 12-10, 12-10.
12-10, 12-10. We coming again.
This is what happens when we win. I'll take you to my front door, Dan.
Then I'll shake your hand.
I'll say hello, I'm Sam.
Sam, I am.
Eating cans. Making hella bands in these stands, got no hands, now I'm looking like I'm going downtown. And I'm going real ham. Making bands. Wearing Vans.
I'm a man.
Hey, senior! Hey, SoCal Rugby on 3, SoCal Rugby on me, 1, 2, 3, SoCal Rugby!
Knows happening Delta Side undefeated season. Here we come. Championship ring season.
Delta Side!
Delta Side, we out here. Delta Side. We go every day. We out here.
Nobody
can stop us.
No one's gonna stop us.
LJ.
No one. Hey, championship bound. You know, baby, ring season. Let's get it.
LJ, you know. 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 Don't worry, be happy.
Thanks, guys.